You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story tonight, the medical examiner has confirmed that remains found earlier this afternoon are human remains. They were found in an area off of Gillespie Avenue in Sarasota, not far from where 15-year-old Jabez Spann was last seen. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live tonight from the scene with more on this investigation. Rick, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Jacqueline, the remains were found right back there. A lot of questions still need to be answered. This is the area where human remains were discovered. It's in the 1900 block of Gillespie Avenue in Sarasota. Some children playing near a body of water in a drainage ditch area made the discovery.
Me, him, and another cousin have found bones a couple days ago, but we didn't expect anything about it. We thought it was like a cat or a dog or something like that. And then today we found a head.
The skull was found around 3:30 Monday afternoon. Since Jabez Spann went missing from the area in September, it's left many people wondering, including his aunt, if it could be the remains of the 15-year-old.
We need to find out what happened to him, and we don't know if it's him or not, but if it is, we have closure.
The Sarasota Police Department, including their dive team, spent many hours on scene combing through the area where the human remains were found. A spokesperson with the police department says, at this time in the investigation, it's too early for the medical examiner to determine race, sex, or age of the individual. Also, police have yet to confirm if the remains were found on land or in the water.
It's unknown if it's an adult or if it's in a child, but I can tell you that every member of the Sarasota Police Department is going to work as quickly and as diligently as possible to determine exactly who these belong to.
And police are continuing with their investigation. Make sure you keep it here for the latest. Reporting live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Rick. And as he mentioned, we will continue to keep you updated on air and online. A vigilant neighbor helped catch a suspected burglar in Inglewood over the weekend. Cole David Wilson and an underage female were found inside a home on Stonecrop Avenue. Based on the female's statement, deputies say Wilson led her to believe that he lived in that home, and once they were inside, he armed himself with the homeowner's shotgun. Wilson is now facing several burglary and armed charges. Sarasota police are trying to identify the man in this photo who they say was seen trying to smash a car window. Police say the man wearing all black and carrying a large black duffel bag was seen throwing a rock at the back window of a car. If you recognize him, you're being asked to call police. New surveillance video shows a murder suspect talking to a Bradenton woman investigators say she later murdered to assume her identity. The video shows Lois Rice at a Fort Myers restaurant talking with Pamela Hutchinson. The Bradenton woman was found shot to death in a Fort Myers condo just a few days later. Her credit cards, driver license, and car were missing. The search continues for Rice today, who authorities believe fled to Texas. The manhunt began back in March after Minnesota authorities say she killed her husband. Rice is considered armed and dangerous. A jury has reached its verdict in a 2017 murder in Northport. In September, 22-year-old Jaquez Rivers was found dead at a home on Roxbury Circle. Detectives say Rivers and Marquise Harris, who lived across the street, got into a fight over a burglary and drugs, and then Harris allegedly pistol-whipped Rivers and shot him in the head. Harris was found guilty of manslaughter. His sentencing is set for July. New at 11, video of a car accident that turned US 41 into a river earlier this afternoon. The driver of this white Toyota Avalon was turning southbound onto US 41 from Bayshore Gardens when they lost control of their car, according to reports by the Bradenton Herald. The car hit the fire hydrant, breaking the water main. Parts of the CVS parking lot in the southbound lane of US 41 were flooded. That flooding shut down southbound lanes for nearly half an hour, causing major traffic delays. Let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joining us now. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline. A bit of a chill in the atmosphere tonight. Temperature now at 63 degrees. Dew points down there too, 53, and the humidity 70%. We have a northwest wind at 10, still making it feel pretty chilly, especially out there near area beaches. The barometer still rising to 30-15. That's high, and that means skies will stay relatively clear through the night tonight and tomorrow. We're looking for lots of sunshine tomorrow, and temperatures will warm up a little bit warmer than it was today. Highs were only in the upper 60s. You can see those winds are coming down as we speak. In fact, all the advisories for the heavy surf and rip currents as well as small craft have expired. Little winds a little stronger offshore, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour onshore at this point. You can see Warm Mineral Springs are pretty light at 3, 4 mile an hour at Port Charlotte, and Inglewood at 11. Now, lows tonight. To start things off, tomorrow morning we'll be on the cool side. Northport at 50, 53 in Port Charlotte, 52 in Inglewood. Venice a little bit warmer near the water, but 49 Mayaca City. Lakewood Ranch at 52 degrees, 58 in Longboat Key, and 58 as well at Anna Maria. Bradenton, you'll start off right around 55 degrees, and we'll have north winds at around 5 to 10 in the morning. As far as current temperatures go, already down to 53 in Jacksonville. It's 50 in Tallahassee. A little bit warmer in the Keys now at 68 degrees, 66 in Miami. And as far as dew points go, they're all kind of rising about a degree or two every hour, but I think we're pretty much topped out now at 53. So that means our lows tonight will be right around 54, 55 degrees, I think, in Sarasota. 44, though, dew point in Tallahassee. Now, the forecast winds tomorrow will start to veer a little bit more to the northeast after we get through the 8 a.m. hour. That will have a tendency to warm us back up a little bit. We'll still see below average temperatures. Highs tomorrow expected into the upper 70s. Back to you, Jacqueline.
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. The Sarasota Bradenton International Airport recently acquired Allegiant as a low-budget airlines flying to cities in the Midwest. But now a recent report by 60 Minutes blasts the safety record of Allegiant, and it may have you thinking twice about booking a flight with the low-fare airline. One Sarasota resident frequently has family flying into St. Petersburg and Punta Gorda. He even has a flight on Allegiant leaving from SRQ in less than a month. But after seeing that 60 Minutes report and conducting his own research, he's now having second thoughts on going through with that flight.
I was quite alarmed. I don't live in fear, and I'm not a naysayer, but boy, you know, this really has me thinking.
Well, we were able to speak with the CEO of Sarasota Bradenton International, Rick Piccolo, who says that he looks to the FAA to oversee and enforce any issues it has with the airline. Meanwhile, 2 men are facing potential criminal charges for trying to take their guns in their carry-on bags at Tampa International Airport today. One passenger had 2 guns in his carry-on, and then a couple hours later, another passenger trying to get onto his flight with his loaded gun in his carry-on as well. TSA called police immediately and escorted the passengers out of the checkpoint area. TSA says they want to remind passengers that firearms are prohibited in carry-on bags. So far this year, TSA officers at Tampa International Airport have found 24 firearms at security checkpoints, and a total of 97 firearms were found in 2017. This week in Florida, the Constitution Revision Commission is back in session. The commission discussing whether the proposed constitutional amendments should be voted on separately or if some should be bundled together. Some examples are putting a ban on vaping and a ban on offshore oil drilling in the same vote.
By bundling different proposals together, what we have done is we have undermined the work that we have undertaken to make sure that each one of the ballot summaries is clear and fairly informs the voters.
I reject the notion that somehow these people are not capable of understanding basic related proposals.
In November, Florida voters will also decide whether to approve a proposed constitutional amendment that would spell out a series of rights for crime victims. Earlier today, the Florida Constitution Revision Commission voting 34-3 to approve that measure, which largely focuses on a victims' rights initiative known as Marsy's Law. The proposal, which will need support from 60% of voters in November, would seek to ensure the rights of victims to receive information and provide input during criminal cases.
Currently, there are certain rights that the defendants have, the accused have, that victims don't have. You know, the biggest probably being the right to be notified of what's happening in a case.
Among other things, the proposal also would establish a right for the safety of victims and their family members to be considered when bail is set in criminal cases. And the commission also approved 8 revisions that will be placed on the 2018 general election ballot, including adding term limits to school board members, protecting our state and waters from oil drilling, an amendment about property rights, lobbying and abuse of office by public officers, and dog racing. These will all be on the ballot for Floridians to vote on come November. New developments tonight in a hazing case at Florida State University. 20-year-old Andrew Coffey was found unresponsive after a party hosted by the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity back in November. Today, 5 of the 9 students charged with his death accepted a plea deal. The deal requires 60 days in county jail and 2 years of probation with no alcohol. Coffey's family approved of those conditions and shared their grief in court.
When the exact same facts are repeated year after year after year by this fraternity that has mastered the art of this big brother night.
While 4 other students charged in Coffey's death are taking their chances at trial, Coffey's family is going after the National Pi Kappa Phi organization. Weeks after Governor Rick Scott signed legislation limiting the number of opioid prescriptions in the state, Congressman Vern Buchanan is taking action at the federal level. The Opioid Emergency Response Act is a combination of 7 different bills. If passed, it will reduce opioid use among Medicare patients and will stop drugs like fentanyl and carfentanil from coming into the country by requiring more intense screening by the U.S. Postal Service. Buchanan says drug overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans under the age of 50.
Everybody says we're not putting enough resources in it compared to the challenge and the problem that it is. This is about $3.5 billion. I think it's very substantial. We've done some funding in the past, but we need to go to this level to get it done.
Buchanan will introduce the bill this week in the U.S. House. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, we'll tell you the 2 big headlines that came out of the trial against President Trump's personal lawyer. And the Supreme Court could soon decide if you have to pay more for your online purchases. We'll have the details coming up.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 digital media services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 digital media services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
A used car from Toyota of Sarasota is a great way to drive more car for your money. We'll help you select just the right vehicle from our huge inventory. Online or in person, shop for your next car and compare at Toyota of Sarasota.
Toyota of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Bob, I believe you said earlier if you have plans in the morning, you might want to bring a light jacket with you.
Yeah, light jacket, sweater. It's going to be kind of chilly for Florida standards. You know, typically in this month we have highs in the low 80s and lows into the mid 60s really, but we're going to be down into the low to mid 50s tomorrow morning. So it will be kind of cool, but it's a nice break right before we get into the summer heat. Casey Key webcam was active today showing big waves. We had all sorts of advisories in effect for our area as a result of the strong waves that we're moving on through. And again, you can see a beautiful sunset tonight on Casey Key. And it looks as though we had a couple of photos set in, nice photos that is. And this one from Terracea Bay, Susan Humphreys getting that beautiful sunset. Fred Seeger, Longboat Key with the sea oats there in the foreground. You can see just a few cumulus clouds off in the distance. Well, what's going on now? The front is through, brought us some rough weather yesterday, some much needed rainfall. High pressure now over Louisiana continues to move very slowly to the east, but it's building in. Area around it, the wind is flowing out of the west-northwest, and we're getting that northerly flow here, and that's going to cool us down. In fact, we'll see temperatures more like February as opposed to mid-April. We will look for a warmer Wednesday, though, as winds start to veer more to an easterly direction. That high will park itself off east of the state. And guess what? We have another cold front. Looks like it will arrive on late Sunday and Monday now. Right now, it doesn't appear that it's going to be a heavy rainmaker for the weekend, but I think it'd be mainly after the weekend is over we'll get that rainfall. Temperatures currently down in the 50s already in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and Orlando. Still pretty warm in Miami and also Siesta Key as well, checking in at mid-60s. 63 in downtown Sarasota, 73 in the water temperature, 61 in Punta Gorda, 59 though already in Arcadia. We could see some temperatures here into the upper 40s in places like Arcadia, Wauchula, and Mayaca City. Coastal locations not as cold, but still cool. And as far as the futurecast goes, that front continues to push off into the Atlantic around that big area of low pressure, which is causing all sorts of headaches over the Northeast. But for us, not much going on. Lots of high pressure dominating, and that usually means fair skies, and that will stay with us all the way through Wednesday. Looks like even into Thursday. Now, there's a weak front approaching on Wednesday. You'll see that thin line of cloudiness. That's not going to have an impact on our weather, but one comes late Sunday, which will have an impact. 63 right now. The dew point is at 53. Winds are out of the northwest at 10, so the winds have come down. No rainfall to report today, but we had yesterday 0.72 of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, and that has pushed our monthly total above average. Still, though, we're below average for the year, a couple of inches. Well, tomorrow we'll start off in the 50s, low 50s, mid 50s. By noon, it'll warm up right around 70 degrees. Should be a beautiful afternoon. Highs will be in the upper 70s, lots of sunshine, and looks like even warmer still on Wednesday. Well, here it is, an upper level low. This is the same feature that brought us that cold front. You can see it's causing snowfall. I just talked to my, again, niece in Toledo. She's reporting snow there right now. In Toledo, they had some snow in Cincinnati. Brief snow it is. It's not a lot, but still it's there, and it's snowing near Detroit. Also, freezing rain up in Maine and lots of rainfall in New York and Boston as well. Here's California. They're getting another storm there. Getting snow in the Sierra Nevada range and even some rainfall up into Seattle. That's not too unusual. Pretty quiet in the mid part of the United States. Here's the snow then for tomorrow, heading off toward the northeast. Another snowstorm coming, small, but still heading off toward the east. And also talked to someone from Wisconsin today. They had up over a foot of snow over the weekend. So winter not officially over, and some folks are thinking about packing up and coming back to Florida. North winds 5 to 10 knots in the morning, actually increasing to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet. Still a little bit of a chop out there because of the winds we had today. Water temperature now at 73 degrees. And as far as the 7-day forecast goes, looks good. We'll be cool tomorrow. We'll warm up to the 77. Should be a perfect afternoon. 82 back to normal on Wednesday, even above normal as we head into Thursday and Friday, mid-80s then. A chance for rain comes late Sunday and into Monday. Pretty good chances, too, of some showers and the possibility of some thunderstorms come Monday. Jacqueline?
Okay, Bob, thank you. Now to the courtroom battle in New York City. President Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, who was raided by the FBI trying to protect what was swept in that raid. Also arriving in that courtroom, Stormy Daniels. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest details.
President Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, arrived and left court without talking to reporters. Cohen and his lawyers were in court, ordered to hand over a list of clients. And according to a new court filing from Cohen's attorney, Cohen worked for 3 clients over the past year: President Trump, Republican fundraiser Elliot Broidy, and a 3rd client who Cohen said wished to remain anonymous. But the judge ordered that 3rd client to be revealed: Fox News anchor Sean Hannity. Hannity disputes the claim.
I never received an invoice from Michael. I never paid legal fees to Michael, but I have occasionally had brief discussions with him about legal questions about which I wanted his input and perspective.
Court documents show Cohen has been under investigation for months. The FBI raids last week in part to look for information about possible campaign finance violations to protect Trump. In addition to the $130,000 Cohen paid adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the election to stay quiet about her alleged affair with Trump in 2006. The White House has denied the allegation of an affair. Daniels, while not a party to Cohen's hearing, was also in court as a spectator, making a brief statement afterwards.
For years, Mr. Cohen has acted like he is above the law. My attorney and I are committed to making sure that everyone finds out the truth.
So what happens next? Prosecutors will begin putting the seized records into their database, but they voluntarily agreed not to review the documents. Instead, all parties will meet again with the judge to together determine what is privileged material. Outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan, Elizabeth Herr, ABC News.
In consumer news tonight, a Supreme Court case this week could mean you'll have to pay more for online purchases. Big retailers like Amazon and Walmart collect sales tax on all online sales in the 45 states with a statewide sales tax. Many smaller retailers do not unless they have a physical presence in the state where the buyer lives. But many of the sales these small retailers get are through bigger sites like Amazon and Walmart. That practice stems from a 1992 Supreme Court decision, and tomorrow the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear the case to determine whether to overturn that 26-year-old ruling. Well, sports is next, but first here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Kimmel's all new.
Isn't that great? Yes, it is.
I'll say, because Dreamboat Rob Lowe is here.
It makes me a happy man.
Plus comedian Michelle Wolf.
No, it'll be great.
And music from Georgia Smith. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Don't miss Southwest Florida's largest barbecue and bluegrass event at the Venice Airport Festival grounds. Taste genuine competition barbecue and listen to award-winning bluegrass entertainment. Join us for a finger-licking and hot-picking good time. Free admission and parking. Go to suncoastbbqbash.com for details.
Hey kids, come learn baseball from the pros. The Bradenton Marauders are hosting baseball camp on June 5th, 6th, and 7th at Lecom Park. Boys and girls ages 6 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of hitting, pitching, and fielding from Marauders coaches and players at Lecom Park. Your camp fee includes a t-shirt, lunch daily, and one ticket to the Marauders games on these nights. To sign up, go to BradentonMarauders.com by May 14th. Sponsored by ABC7, your Suncoast News.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Lightning trying to go up 3-0 in their first round playoff series against the Devils. Tampa would take a 2-1 lead in the third period before giving up 2 goals to go down 3-2. 2 late empty net goals sealed the Bolts' fate. New Jersey takes the win 5-2 tonight. Rays center fielder Kevin Kiermaier has a torn ligament in his right thumb that requires surgery, and he could be sidelined for 2 to 3 months. The Rays placed the defensive whiz on the 10-day disabled list on Monday, a day after he was injured sliding headfirst into second base during a 10-4 loss to the Philadelphia Phillies. This will be the 3rd straight season the 27-year-old 2-time Gold Glove winner will miss significant time due to an injury. Well, wind, rain, and chilly temperatures didn't stop runners from competing in the 122nd Boston Marathon today. In stunning fashion, Yuki Kawauchi of Japan won the men's elite division, overtaking Jeffrey Kirui of Kenya in the final miles. American Shadrack Bawat was 3rd. The female elite division was won by American Desiree Linden. It's the first time in more than 30 years that an American woman has won the Boston Marathon. That's a look at sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
As a financial expert, I tell people if you want to be successful with your credit, Credit Sesame is the best place to start. Hi, I'm Lynette Kalfani-Cox, the money coach. Maybe you want to buy a car, a home, or just remove some financial stress. Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score. Then they'll show you what's impacting your score and suggest a strategy to better manage it. Credit Sesame even recommends lending options that can save you money. Best part? It's 100% free. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform.
We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, Beyonce is pledging to help some students attend historically black universities. The singer revealing today that she's starting the Homecoming Scholars Awards program. The program gives a $25,000 scholarship to a chosen student from 4 universities, including Bethune-Cookman in Florida. Well, we are certainly in store for some cold weather tomorrow morning, but hopefully by the end of the day, sunset will
77,
yeah,
that's
not
nice.
Bad. We'll take it.
Oh yeah, lots of sunshine too. Here's the forecast and day planner looking good. Cool start, and then we'll warm up into the mid to upper 70s in the afternoon. And then be sure to tune in to Good Morning Suncoast as well. It'll have a little update on this particular model, which is showing fair skies, but there's another front headed our way on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Okay, thanks Bob, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.